yeah, you thought this was gonna be a video about Monster? Well, I thought so too 3 days ago. Look, I already had everything ready to make a video. I had a subject, I wrote a script, I got the intro done. Fuck you! But suddenly, when I heard my voice, I fucking stopped. I couldn't edit anymore, and I think I found the reason why. It's because I talk about the biggest loser shit you could ever think about. But you know, now, today, that's gonna change. Because today, for the first time, we're gonna be talking about a good show. In fact, the fucking best show of all time. Kengan Ashura was created by 2 Japanese people. Blah blah blah, nobody gives a shit. For all intents and purposes, this shit was created by EDP in his fucking basement. The story starts off as we follow the average Japanese male going through the culturally rich city of Tokyo. That's when he notices 2 fine gentlemen at the back of an alley about to have a civil discussion. Oh yeah, I definitely know how this is gonna go on. Yeah, I watched a bunch of Joe Rogan clip. This guy? Yeah, he's definitely gonna get his ass kicked. Just watch. What he didn't know was that he was watching the Prime Minister's fiercest warrior.
My favorite number is 7. 7-Eleven, bitch.
If I go outside, Tony Stark with Iron Man suit's gonna come down and zap me with space lasers.
What?
Shut up! Go fuck!
Now, okay, let me be serious right now. This guy, his name is Yamashita Kazuo. This guy, his name is Tokita Oba. And after this confrontation, they meet again because, of course, skipping a bit of the beginning, they're now participating in the Kengan Life or Death tournament. And really, this is as far as I want to go story-wise with this video. From this point onward, I'm not going to talk about the story that much. When I do, I'm gonna make a warning, but other than that, the only spoilers in this video is the footage, because then you can figure out, okay, this match is gonna happen, and by that logic, this guy is gonna win. If you care about that, then I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it, but I mean, what do you do? I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, oh no, oh, wait, so the guy that was teased as the main antagonist of season 1, he wins his first match? Oh my god, I would have never seen that one coming. Okay, I didn't think he would go that far. The fights in Kengan are so fucking good. Oh my god. Lark's Entertainment, the producers of the show, fucking knocked it out of the park, dude. And that's considering that this is only their second animation project ever. They had like one weird ass show. Wait, actually I have it on screen right now. Soul Worker, Your Destiny Awaits. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's made by the same studio. It actually kind of looks like dog shit, dude. What the fuck is this?
Wieso der Arschloch für Schuhe nur 15 Euro kauft? Du kaufst sich nicht Schuhe 15 Euro, oder? Ja, also Qualität, sehr Preis-Leistungsverhältnis, sehr super. Ich bin sehr glücklich und super Schuh. Danke.
But it doesn't only look good. It's also very unique because Lark's Entertainment, they were smart, you know, those little ching-chongs. What they did is that they used 3D animation properly. And now that we're on this topic, I have to drop a fucking truth nuke, kind of analyst. So, 3D animation, conceptually, is as good as 2D. Oh, but how can you say that? I mean, look at this example. Doesn't it look fucking dog shit? I mean, yeah, it does look like dog shit. But you know, if I put some bad 2D animation on the screen, you wouldn't blame the medium for it, would you? The reason why most of 3D anime sucks is, I mean, I gotta be honest here, you know, Japanese people, they cannot 3D animate. Like, at least the ones in the fucking anime industry, they have no idea. Like, what was one of the first 3D movies? Toy Story or some shit? When did it come out? Like 1995? What has the technology been used for since then? Well, they mostly use it for when they're too lazy to animate 2D. They slap in like a shitty 3D model that looks absolutely fucking terrible and does not fit the scene at all. Or they use it for these big projects, these fucking clusterfucks that are so poorly managed. They are just inceptually bound to fail before they fucking like even start animating this shit. So then obviously it's rare when a 3D show comes out that actually looks good. It is then that you can finally appreciate the advantages that 3D brings. The biggest one being that there's an actual camera and you can move around while the characters are still performing their actions. So you can have these dynamic camera movements, these like panning shots where the camera is following the characters. Sure, you could have this with 2D, but it would take way more to recreate this in 2D. This is massive for a show like Kengan, where the main aspect of it are the fight scenes, and they utilize it well. All of the fight scenes are like super exciting and are just really fun to watch, and they have like this visual style, you know, like I really love it that they don't scream out their moves. That's like a little thing. They don't do it. Instead, they hit their move and the text, it flashes on the screen, coupled with the sound effect like the fucking or how the fuck it goes. Ooh, that shit's so good. I fucking love that shit. I wish just more shows, they would just make me off. So yeah, the show looks good. The fight scenes are good. But what about the fighters themselves? I think they're even better, dude. I fucking love this roster. Almost every fighter in this show is so fucking entertaining to watch, and they all come in this wide ass spectrum of fighting styles, attitudes, and, you know, generally just personality. This means that the fights themselves can vary from a tactical battle to two retards slapping the shit out of each other. But you know, they're both buff as fuck, so, you know, it's pretty entertaining, not gonna lie. So with that being said, I think it's important to look at the fighters individually, starting off right now. First one I want to mention is Cosmo, simply because he is an actual grappler. You know, he has takedowns, he has ground fighting, he has submissions, and they're all pretty faithful to actual BJJ. I mean, yeah, sure, it's over the top because this is like an action anime series. Of course, the fucking battles are like over the top and shit, but in essence, they are like really faithful to actual BJJ, and the fact that this style is so radically different than any other in the show and is still executed so well, it shows like such a really good appreciation for actual combat sports, and I love that shit. It shines through on almost every fucking character. Now granted, it's not all perfect. You may have noticed that I didn't use a lot of footage from the second fight. That's because it really didn't contain much grappling. It was purely striking most of the time. This concept in itself is fine, but the thing is, the striking just looks choppy. Like, I can't really describe it well, but the animations, they just don't look very fluid. At the beginning of the match, it's like fine, but later on, it really just does not look good. Still, I got nothing but praise for Cosmo, because he is really the only fictional grappler I can think of that's like accurate. So, you know, respect.
I'll show you everything, and even beyond.
If Cosmo was a faithful representation of grappling, Gaolang is the perfect representation of striking. Like, I'm serious, bro. This guy is just so fun to watch. The way he throws out these fucking combinations, it is just so smooth and it's so just entertaining, dude. Like, it's no wonder that this guy has the best fight in the entire show. I mean, it's also because of the guy he's fighting, but you know, look at him, just calm down. Plus, he's just insanely technical and just fights so smart. Like the fucking shoulder roll, oh my god, I fucking love that clip. That is the best clip in the entire show. That shit is so good, dude. So far we've talked about two fighters that, while having very differing styles, are both technical beasts in their respective art. Ryan, on the other hand, is a fucking monster. He doesn't have any flashy techniques, he doesn't have any footwork, like special movement techniques. The only technique that he uses in the tournament, all it does is just boost his power, and so he just absolutely fucking curve stomps his enemies. Like, oh my god, watching this guy fight is like watching a polar bear eating a guy alive. I don't... Agito in himself is not that interesting. Here's an analogy, okay? So Kengan is like fast food. Agito, he's like the MSG that gets put into the food by the Jews. That gets put in because it is totally safe. Anything that it touches, it instantly gets 10 times better. He always manages to bring out the best in his opponents. Gaolang, Naoya, well, okay, Naoya is kind of unfair, and Sen, they all have their best fights with Agito. So while he himself is not really that interesting as a character, the role that he fulfills is still super important. And for that, he's a great addition to the show. And with that, we're done talking about the character. You really thought I was gonna end this video without talking about the main character? Hell no. It's time to talk about the Ashura. But let's not also forget the Kengan. This is actually from the show, I'm not kidding. Trust me, this last part is good. Before the tournament, Yamashita lived a meaningless existence. He worked for people which he hated, his marriage had failed, and he had no connections to his shut-in son. Things weren't always like this. In his young years, he was filled with ambition. But once life pulled him down too many times, he started to abandon his dreams and tried to be content with the life that he had been forced into. By being dragged into the world of the Kengan Association, he was bound to experience many hardships, and through it all he had only one man to look up to, Oma, a man which he first admired for his physical attributes, but later on, after witnessing his battles, respected him for something even stronger. His unbreakable will. No matter how strong his opponent was, no matter how badly he was wounded, no matter how slim his chance at victory was, nothing could stop him from fighting, because it was his dream to be the strongest. As you've seen, I've mostly talked about fighting in this video, which is still good, don't get me wrong, but I think that the bond between these two really makes up the heart of Kengan. If these two show us anything, no matter how grim the path forward seems, you should never stop fighting.
覚えてるか？あの日俺がお前に言ったこと。お世辞じゃねえぜ。俺はいつだって本気だ。もう一度聞くぜ。あんたもやるのかい？